Joining me now is Glenn Youngkin, governor of Virginia. Governor, first, congratulations. You're a business guy. You understand what motivates business. But second, what was the driving factor, to your understanding, behind Ted Leonsis' move?
Well, Laura, first of all, thanks for having me. And it's been an exciting day in Virginia. You know, this announcement that we are going to form a public-private partnership like none in America, where Monumental Sports and the city of Alexandria and, of course, the Commonwealth of Virginia are going to bring together all of our capabilities to develop a $2 billion sports and entertainment district that will be the home to two great teams, the Washington Wizards and the Washington Capitals. We're also going to see the Monumental headquarters move to Virginia with 600 jobs. We're going to develop a 6,000-seat concert venue, a convention center, hotels, mixed-use restaurants, and, of course, housing and community space. So it's very exciting. It also is going to generate $12 billion of economic impact over the next several decades and 30,000 jobs. And it will be, I think, the most creative financing structure because of the fact that we're not putting up an upfront payment. I told Virginia taxpayers I'd do a good deal for Virginia, and I think we've negotiated a chance for all three partners to win together, where we, in fact, will generate substantial tax revenues over time and use those tax revenues to finance this $2 billion project, along with a $400 million investment for Monumental Sports. It's really exciting. It's a big day in the Commonwealth and fun to do.
Don't start talking like a finance guy on the Ingraham Angle, okay? I mean, I know that's your background. No, I'm just teasing you. But crime, I know Ted Leonsis,
Laura,
over the years, crime was part of this decision. Crime was part of this decision, Governor, without a doubt. I was in D.C. when the Verizon Center, I think it was called the Verizon Center then, was built. And I saw how that area of D.C. was totally revitalized. You probably remember that. In the early 80s, D.C. and that area was a disaster. It came to life with investment and so forth. Crime has been a major problem in this city, really since before COVID, and COVID made it all worse. That had to be part of this decision as well. Nobody wants to go downtown.
Well, of course, as you highlighted, across America, we've got a huge divide. We've got winners and losers. And we see it in states where the states that are led by Republican governors are winning and the states that are led by Democrat governors are losing. And the data is just so clear. And when I came into this position and Virginians hired me, I knew that we had to do a number of things. One, we have to get the cost of living down. Second, we've got to increase the education quality. Third, we have to make our communities safe. And fourth, we have to have a government that works for people and doesn't tell them what to do all the time. And this is translated into an economic revitalization for the Commonwealth. We have 230,000 more people working today than when we started just 2 years ago. We went from the bottom of job growth to number 3 in the nation in job growth during this time period.
Governor, sorry to interrupt.
This is reflective.
But it would have been nice if this came out before the election, right? For the state house elections. It probably wouldn't have hurt, that's for sure, correct? I mean, it wasn't as bad as people said it was in Virginia for Republicans, but it also wasn't what you, or certainly I, as a proud Virginia resident, wanted. We wanted the Republicans to take the House and the Senate. They did not. But given that, how do you, in the next few years, how do you continue to show the people of this, incredible state why this works, why common sense policies work, and why these cities are collapsing?
Well, of course, I was disappointed with the outcome of the elections. The redistricting was an uphill battle. We knew it. And really, we look back at this, and there's about 11,000 votes that if they'd gone the other direction, we would have held both houses. And that's the reality. We had split government going into this, and we'll have split government coming out of it. Nothing happens without both houses passing a bill and a governor signing it. And so we'll find lots of good things to work on together. And I do believe, Laura, that common sense conservative policies continue to demonstrate that they are effective. You cannot argue with the success numbers in Virginia relative to when we got there just 2 years ago. And most importantly, we're going to continue to drive forward with the same policies. And this is a chance for us to come together and really deliver for Virginians. This announcement this morning, I think, reflects that. It reflects the fact that companies want to be in Virginia. I mean, we've had Boeing and Raytheon and Lego and Hilton double down in Virginia. We've had people move to Virginia who are moving away. We've had people stay who are moving away. common sense conservative policies work. The winning states are the states that have the formula. The losing states are the ones that don't. And I think that Americans are seeing this across the country. And that's why they're all moving to the states that have Republican leadership.
Well, it's time that the cities wake up. I mean, if they keep voting for the same people and the same policies, they're going to get the same results. It's really sad for me to see, as a longtime D.C. resident, what's happening there. But, Governor, congratulations. You got it done. I look forward to seeing how it all plays out. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.